Well, on the way to work this morning, I made the fatal mistake of opening the tent just to have a look inside, and ta-da! This is what I opened up to. A nice leaking run. My first thought was like a bleeding tear, and my heart literally just sank, and I just thought, oh, all the hours of work I've put in here for it to be ruined with this. And then during the day it's all like mottled and it's all bleeding. But I sort of stopped and I thought, my initial thought was, what can I do to fix it? What can I do to make it go away? Let's just like pretend this isn't happening. And I stopped and I thought, okay, how do I kind of relate this to life a little bit? Because when we get hurt or things kind of don't go to plan, we kind of tend to sort of just want the pain to go away, and we just want to kind of like pretend it never happened. We don't really want to, deal with the scars of it. We just want to pretend it's not happening. A little bit like with me with the tent this morning. Let's just pretend this isn't happening. I zipped it up and I went to work. Shed a tear on the way to work, but I still just, let's pretend this isn't happening. And then we kind of like want to turn back the clock, ask ourselves what we could have done different. What could I have done different to prevent this from happening? I'll be working around the clock to try and make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen, with the weather. And, that's like relatable to life too. We sit there and we question ourselves, if we've been hurt or things have gone wrong, we question ourselves about, what we could have done different, how we could wind back the clock and just have our time again. Because like hindsight is just such a great thing for all of us in life. We just, but at the end of the day, we can't prevent that pain. So then my next thought process was, after I want to fix it and pretend it isn't happening, is like, all right, I'm just going to cover it up. I'm gonna cover it up somehow with something, and I'll just like kind of, mask it. And I thought, hide it, mask it. That's another like interesting concept on how we actually live our lives as well. We want to run away from things. We want to hide from the pain. We want to, just once again stop thinking about what's happened or how hurt we've been or what we've been through, and we just want to sort of just switch off the brain, pretend, cover it up, hide it, mask it. Let's just get on with life. We all just soldier on and move on, and we just find band-aids. And I thought, okay, well, if I paint this out and do a decoration and then do the same on all of them, just so they're matching, then, that would be just kind of like a little bit of a band-aid, and no one's ever gonna know or see the stuff up. None of you are ever gonna see this stuff up, because I'm gonna disguise it and I'm gonna hide it. And you know what? That's just so relevant to life and how we are. Like, we don't all know what we've all been through. We don't all share our pain and, the things we've been through in life and the experiences we've been through, because we all just try and cover it up and hide it. So we just hide it under fluff, and that's really what my next thought was. Let's just fluff this up and just, pretend it's not there. But I thought, the reality is I have to accept it. It's here and it's happened, and I need to find the positives in it. And I can't make it go away. It's a die. It's not like I can just wet it and get rid of it. And I could try and cover it up with some other fancy patterns and things and disguise it. But at the end of the day, the scars are still there with us. It's still going to be there, under there. And I thought about what it is I'm trying to create in this tent. Like, in this circle, I'm trying to create raw, honest, truthful, loving, kind, sharing, giving, non-judgmental, accepting. The list goes on. you know, environment. That's what I'm trying to create in here. So why am I trying to hide my scars? Because really this is just a total reflection on really every single person who's going to walk into this tent at some point or another, no matter where you are at in your life at this precise moment in time. We're all going to go through things that scar us and that hurt our hearts. And you know, to me, this is like a little bit of a scar, and I need to accept, you know, what's happened. And I think that we all need to acknowledge our scars. And I thought, I don't really think that I want to hide it. And it's in a really bad spot because it's like right as you walk in the door, just to the right a little bit, right there in full view for everybody to see. And I thought, okay, well, what's the positive? It's there. I can't fix it. I don't want to cover it up because that's not being authentic. And I thought, well, wouldn't this be a great place to place a beanbag? And this can be the place where when you enter my tent, someone who's having a really hard day sits under this one. And without saying a word to anybody, everybody knows this seat's been chosen because I'm having a hard day. And when we do our mindfulness meditations and we do our, you know, supporting energy, you know, we can sort of kind of reflect and it onto the person that's sitting in this space. I know that sometimes maybe there might be someone left at the end and they have no choice, but you know, we would kind of, you know, all be able to establish that. But if somebody walks in this tent and they beeline towards this one, I did think maybe I might need to put a few more. But, you know, there is going to be times where, you know, the whole point of women's circles is a supportive environment. It's not a counselling session. It's definitely not a bitching session, that's for sure. It's more of a safe space to be able to come and just relax and breathe and feel good and feel supported. And I thought, well, that's a positive, really. The universe has given me something to, you know, have that space. I did actually make these. Oh, I actually did make these, actually. They're just down here. I'm not going to use these now because I've changed the whole business name, but I had actually made these little numbers, and I was going to, I had blank ones, and I thought, oh, that maybe, you know, if somebody needs extra support or, you know, wants people to, you know, send them good energy, they could hold up a blank card or something. But I already had a plan. Throw that away. I got this one. So anyway, here we are. I woke up this morning, well, not woke up, but left for work this morning pretty sad. And just, my mind just, you know, I just looked and I went, all the work I put in, the hours and hours and hours and hours of work I put into this, for that to happen instantly was just a devastation to me. And I just went, well, there's my non-perfect perfect tent, you know, my non-perfect perfect vision. No such thing as perfect. This happens here. This happens to everybody. Everybody has this. But you know what? We just don't all see it, and we don't all share it. And we might share it with our closest friends or family, but we don't share it with the world. And I know that everybody who listens to this will be able to relate to the fact that we've all got scars. So, you know, how about let's not try and hide from the world. The whole point of this tent is about being authentic women, or men for that matter, but it's a women's circle. No offense to the boys. My brother's most disgusted that he's not invited. I'm going to have to let him in at some stage. So yeah. Anyway, I thought I would share it. I'll give you a bit of a closer look, just so you can get a little bit of a closer look. Ta-da!